Oh, YouTube. How's it going, guys? Zeramus555 here. I haven't done a video in a long time. Anybody who knows me knows I just haven't been playing. I've been dealing with a lot of health issues the past year. They've been pretty rough. I've been bedridden a lot, not working as much as I want to be, and just haven't really been able to play the game a whole lot because of that. I also have not really liked the format. I think the game was completely out of control. The top four decks were not really that fun to play. I would argue that the only one that actually was like very combo based was Shadows, and everything else is just kind of derpy. Burning Abyss was just it's just Tutor Guide, Dante, Mill 3, set Firelight, go. Clee 4 is just the stupidest, derpiest deck on the planet. And now that Necros is out, I don't mind Necros. I just don't like how it doesn't ever lose advantage. Decks like that always bother me. I feel like the game should penalize you a little bit if your opponent plays better than you and that deck doesn't, unless you're playing the mirror match. So it's kind of frustrating. And Necros pretty much just auto lost to stuff like Skill Drain and Vanities. As we all know, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this, Meg Capital G and a bunch of other people have already posted it, but I saw this like 10 minutes after it was posted on Zodiac, and I was super stoked. So I've already looked at it, so you're not going to be getting my initial reactions, but I will tell you about how I feel about it. And I think this list is awesome. This is actually going to get me probably playing a bit more again. The decks I love got better, which is great. I'm still playing Bujin. I'm still playing Samurai. I have sold a couple decks. I was building Infernoids. I just sold them. I just need the money right now. And not really playing a whole lot else. Just mainly Samurai and Bujins. I'm not really sure what other decks I want to play right now. I have like I've sleeves for one more deck. I just don't know what I want to play. So still kind of deciding. Anyways, let's go through the list. You guys probably want to know my thoughts. You also probably going to be wondering, am I going to be doing videos again? I'll try to. I do have some deck profiles to do. I mean, this new format's going to be a lot more exciting. We have a lot of old decks back that are viable in the game, so I think this could definitely be interesting. But other than that, yeah, we'll see what happens. So, starting off, so things that were banned. As we can see, Blaster is already here at the top, and we can see Title, Redox, Tempest, and Blaster, as I said. So that's awesome. I freaking hate the Elemental Dragons. I think them being made was like the first big mistake that Konami made. Like, they really shouldn't have made that deck. I think it was just really poorly designed, and they paid for it. So they've been problem cards now for the past 2 years, and now that they're banned, it's awesome. So I wasn't actually even playing Blaster and Infernoids. I actually thought the card wasn't necessary in the deck because it's basically just bans 2 special 2800 monster that can attack once. Yeah, it's good because you can special after you special Infernoids, so it helps with OTKs a little more. There's also an OTK with tons of different decks like Evils and stuff like that. So I can see, I think Blaster was like, he's arguably the worst one support-wise, but he was the strongest one in the deck if you still wanted to play Elemental Dragons. Redox doesn't really do anything. There wasn't really a lot of great Earth decks right now. Tempest, that card was being played in Spirit Beasts, and obviously it helped with their OTKs and their spamming and stuff, so that's a problem as well. The one I'm actually so excited to see hit over any of the other three is Title. I hate that card. I don't know how many games I've lost playing Mermail where I'm I'm outplaying my opponent completely. And they're playing Mermail, and I slowly just lose steam because they're just continuously summoning Title every turn for free. And it's a 2600 monster, especially when I'm playing something like Samurai, where my biggest monster mainly is 25, and I'm just getting continuously ran over by this 2600 beater that comes out for free in a deck that's always going to have water monsters in the grave. So I'm so glad to see this card banned. Thank goodness. Thank you, Konami. So let's go down a little more here. This one was awesome. So Snatch Deal is banned again. I only had my one Ultra first, but it was like super beat up. Like, it wasn't worth anything. It was probably worth like $10. So I'm not really upset about that at all. And I played it for a while. I was playing it in Infernoids, which I'm also glad I sold the deck for, because the only reason I liked Infernoids was because of the Hidden Armory build, and now that's not a thing anymore because Snatch Deal's banned. I'm content with selling the deck. I don't really care. I know it's getting a lot of great support. It's gonna be broken, but this card was just stupid. It was just Konami trying something funny. I think something different. They figured with all like the MSTs and stuff in the game, it was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But No, it's not fine. That card was dumb. It literally stole games, and it's good it's back on the list. We don't need stuff like that. Now you'll notice here there's a bunch of stuff kind of missing. Like there's a lot of cards that were here that are no longer there. So let's go down. So, was going cards that have gone to 1. Sinister Serpent. Now, we also know that there's a bunch of new cards coming, or old cards, I should say, coming back that have been errated, which is great. So, Sinister Serpent is one of those. Tour Guide from the Underworld, limited. That's a big hit to Burning Abyss. That's like their big first turn power play plus card was Tour Guide Dante, you know, Tour Guide Scarm Dante Mill 3 kind of thing. Like, it's just super stupid. I'm really, really happy that went to 1. Yeah, it's a very good hit. You also see my nigga, she ain't not there anymore. Yeah, I'm like super stoked. Dragon Ravine off the list. Now this can definitely come back. I guess they're just gonna try 1 for now. OCG has that at 1 as well. Dragoonity players, you can play Dragoonities again, which is awesome for you guys. I'm happy. You also have your new Lance card, which is basically 4 more Dragon Ravines. Or 3 more Dragon Ravines, and I mean you can still play triple terraforming because you can always, as the deck used to play it, triple terraforming, triple ravine. You can just discard terraforming for Ravine's effect, so it doesn't really matter. So, and now the Elemental Dragons are banned, this card can't be abused as much anymore, so that's great. Preparation of Rights to 1. I think everybody saw that coming. It needed to happen. It's kind of a stupid card. I mean, I'm not gonna be playing Herald anymore. I've kind of put Herald aside, like they're done. The only version I would play is the version with the ultimate Herald and what the heck is his name, Gale Dogra. But that version is just so boring. Like Preparation of Rights would only be good for adding Saphira to your hand and like doing plays like that. But anyways, that's fine. Next up, Sacrifice to 1. Thank goodness. So this is the first of many big hits to Cleaforts. I know a lot of people in the game don't like Cleaforts. I'm sorry, Cleafort players, but that deck takes no skill. It just plays itself. It's just super derpy. It's got a lot of pluses, and you just OTK your opponent, and it's not fun. It's a stupid deck. And the thing with Sacrifice is that a quick card should never have 4 effects. Like that card has 4 freaking effects. It's insane. So 300 attack, cannot be destroyed by battle, which I hate that one. That's probably the one that bugs me the most. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Clee monster from your deck to your hand, and you can use it for 2 tributes. So it's like the OTK card. It floats, which is ridiculous. It's just a stupid card, and you can search it off of Scout. So that was their first mistake. I feel like they shouldn't have called it Sacrifice. It should have, or Cleafice. They should have called it like something else, like just change the name a little bit. So we also have Symbol of Heritage. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this and be like, I don't know what this card does. Basically, what it does is it's an equipped spell. If you have 3 monsters with the same name in your graveyard, you can special summon a monster from your graveyard. So there's a bunch of OTKs and loops with this card, and I'll explain to you why it went to 1 when we get to a card that's now at 3 down at the bottom. Temple of the King is one of those banned cards yeah, it's got errated as well, so that doesn't matter. Crush Card Virus got errated. People are saying that like Burning Abyss and stuff is going to play this. I don't know if they will. Like they only have 1 tour guide now. Once that tour guide is used, you don't have any other monsters in the deck that have 1,000 attack. Like everything else is like 800, 1,600, stuff like that. So I don't know if you're going to play Crush Card. And the fact that as well, it's not good. Like it doesn't hit a lot of decks. It hits, I think it hits monsters with 1,500 or more attack. So, I mean, arguably it hits stuff like, Cleese really well, but you're also going to let them destroy 3 Cleese from the graveyard, which is going to set up plays with the ritual spells. If you're playing against the Brain Abyss or Shadow match, you're just going to give them a bunch of pluses. Do I think Crush Guard's good? No. I think the errata version's terrible. I mean, we might see some Brain Abyss players play it, but I think it's completely irrelevant. The only deck I can actually see it actually being really good in is Inzectors. So that's anyone who plays Inzectors like myself, that's Inzector support, because you can tribute Dragonfly, which is really nice. So that's quite good. Exchange of the Spirit, that's fine. It's got errated. Ring of Destruction, that's a cool card to come back. I don't have any. I probably will still play it because it's still a great card, and you can win games with it. And it's just nice now because the fact that the tiebreakers won't be happening as often is really, really, really key. So that's great. here's two of my favorite things on the list right here. So Skill Drain to 1 and Vanity's Emptiness to 1. So now you guys are probably all thinking the same thing as me. Is MST as relevant anymore? No. Will I be maining MST in any of my decks? Probably not. I'll probably just be side decking them. Everyone was just maining triple MST just for stuff like Skill Drain, Vanity's Emptiness, Scout, stuff like that. D-Fish or Macro, all those cards. But, I mean, they're all at 1 now, so we have all these nice Floodgate cards that are down to 1, which is great. Great for the game. And now Skill Drain can sit beside Soul Drain, and it's anguish of being limited. This is a stupid card anyways. It literally is, like, skill. It just drains all the skill away from the game, and it's a stupid card. And Cleese still can, like, they were playing this card at 3 or whatever, 2 or 3, but they have their own Skill Drain card anyway, so they can just start playing that if they want to keep playing something. Vanities as well, like a lot of people are saying, like, oh, this is terrible because the game's going to be too fast. But I think Vanities was, like, a necessary. We don't need it. Like, Capital G said it really well, too. Like, he basically said, like, we don't need it in this game. We have a lot of other stuff that stops plays. And it's just one of those cards that you flip it up and you basically win the game if you use it at the right time. And it's just not fair. Like, it's just not a fair card. And it was forcing players to play cards that adds inconsistency to your deck. Like, stuff like that shouldn't exist. So 1 Vanities is nice. This will basically just become like a one-of staple. Like, pretty much every deck, I think, will start playing this card. So so for semi-limited, we have Cleefort Scout. That's great. That's awesome. So if you MST the 1 Scout, you only have to worry about the second one now, not the third. And with Sacrifice at 1, they can't search out the second Scout as easily anymore, other than the fact that they still have 3 Summoners art, but that's perfectly fine. So that's a great hit. Necrozabronik to 1. That's interesting. I think this is a stupid hit. I think it should have been 1. It should have gone to 1. Like, 2 doesn't do anything. I get that they have Prep at 1 now, so they're trying not to hit the deck too hard, but like I think the OCG hit it right where they put Prep and Bronic to 1, and then Manju's at 2, but I think Manju and Senju can just stay at 3. Like, you're wrecking other Ritual decks if you hit those guys, and it's not their fault that Necros are stupid. So I think this will probably stay at 2 for a bit for a format, and it'll probably just drop to 1, because I guarantee we're going to still see Necros as the best deck in the game. Best card on the freaking list right here, boys. Legendary 6 Samurai Shien to 1 or 2. I'm so happy about that. It's been like 3 years or something that he's been down to 1, and it's so great to see him back up. I think he's really not as relevant as he used to be, but the fact now that you can spam, like, summon 2 Shiens on the board is awesome. But the thing that I love about it is we don't have to worry too much about the Protect the Shien game as much as we used to, just because before it was like if you lost your 1 Shien, you basically would scoop, like you'd pick up your cards, and it was just really irritating. So now that we have the second one, it's like, it's so much better. I ordered a second ulti. Anybody who didn't order them within the first hour of the ban list being released, I'm sorry, you're screwed. The cheapest ones on eBay are going for like $40, which is insane. I got mine for $15, so that was really lucky. But yeah, this is awesome. You guys are going to be seeing a lot more Samurais from me. I have been playing them a lot this format already just because I think they're really good. And Dojo is going to be way more relevant now that Shien is back up. We didn't actually have Shien at 2 or 3 when Dojo was released. He went to 1 pretty quickly along with Gateway. So yeah, no, Dojo's at 3, or the Shien spam was real. So next for Unlimited at 2, sorry, we have Charge of the Light Brigade at 2, which is probably the weirdest thing on the list. I was surprised about this. This helps Infernoids quite a bit. And Lightsworn themselves are, anyone who's complaining that, oh, my Lightsworn rulers are dead, that deck was stupid anyways. Now you can just literally play pure Lightsworn, so they gave you something back, and the deck is like a lot more consistent. Now this is an insane card. Like, I probably would run if I played Lightsworn still. I sold my Lightsworn deck, but I would probably play. I'd probably play 3 Wolf, just because you're gonna have so much milling and searching going on. Because you can play Rotas, too, to search out the Raidens and the Jane and Garroth and everything, too. So your first-turn plays are going to be really consistent. And Sacred Swords can go up to 2 just because the E-Dragons are banned. So let's go down here. So we got some funky stuff going on Unlimited. So Brotherhood of the Firefist Spirit, back to 3. So that deck Firefist is literally back at full potential. You got 3 Tanky, 3 Wolfbark, 3 Bear, 3 Spirit. Like, everything's at 3. 3 Rooster. Is that relevant? No, I don't think the deck really does anything. I think we will see a lot more people playing Fire Fists at local level tournaments, which is fine. I think they're a really good deck. They're just they're pretty bad against Shadows. And if you guys haven't noticed, Shadows did not get hit whatsoever on this list. So Expect anyone who thought the shadows are dead, or anyone that sold their shadow deck, expect to see the deck making a comeback, because I think that as of now, it's probably more powerful and consistent than Cleaforts, Satellars, and Brain Abyss. So I think we're going to be seeing Shadows, Necros battling it out, and probably Satellar Knights in the third place. I think Brain Abyss are still good for sure. Like, I just think the Tour Guide was like their broken card, so now that it's at 1, it's not really as powerful. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna point this out before I get to the other guys. So Burner, Lightning, Reactant, and Stream are also both at 3, or they're all at 3 now. They don't do anything without the big guys anyway, so the Konami's just like, well, here, have these backs. It's like, whatever, they don't do anything. So that doesn't matter. Bestiari finally to 3. It's been, I think, 8 years that he's been at 1. He's finally back to 3, and anyone who plays GBs out there, I'm sure you're super stoked, but I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think that that's relevant whatsoever. I don't think, like, I was testing GBs online last week, and I don't think the deck actually does diddly squat. It's really quite slow now. It's quite underwhelming, and Contact Fusion is pretty weak. The only deck that does it really well now is Spirit Beast, and I think that deck does it better. Will we be seeing people playing Gladiator Beasts? Absolutely. And am I okay with that? Absolutely. I like Gladiator Beasts. I think they're really cool. I've always loved the card art. I've loved the play style of the deck. And with 3 Bestiaries too, it means that you can play like cards that are actually good again. Like I would actually play 3 Besties in the deck without a doubt. Because you can pretty much just summon a Gladiator Beast now, protect it, and the next turn just set Bestiary, because you're always going to have 1 in your hand or something. And Contact Fuse for Gyzarus. And so that's quite good. And War Chariot's still a really powerful card, and they can main deck Floodgates actually as well. Like Macro, they can main. I wouldn't play Macro, but you can main D Fisher. That used to be a deck, Fisher Glad. So yeah, I think that's a great card. That brings back an older deck. Like these, there's a lot of things in this list that have brought back older decks, which is nice. Like Sheehan to 2, it's bringing it back. Spirit bringing back Fire Fist, maybe. Bestiary, we're going to be seeing Glad Beast. So the next thing that's going to be helping Lightsworn as well is Gorse to 3. I think that's fine. Gorse doesn't do anything anymore. Nobody really plays them. Anybody who's going to play like a Lightsworn type deck, that's awesome for you. Congratulations. Lone Fire to 3. This is sweet. So I think they're doing this because that new plant archetype's coming out within the next like 6 months or whatever. That's sweet. I don't think that plant archetype's good at all, but this actually helps Sylvans. That's the first thing I think of. And this is also why that equip spell I was talking about up in the limited section got limited, is because of Lone Fire Blossom. Because there's a bunch of crazy OTKs you can do with it. So Lone Fire to 3 is just great. It just makes, like, I've been wanting to build Sylvans, and now I want to play them even more, because it just makes the deck so much more consistent. You can open up, you're pretty much going to open up with Lone Fire every game now, and I would even say that, like, you can easily play Debris Dragon consistently again. So Plant Synchro is really strong. The only reason this card ever really got put down to 1 was because of Pot of Avarice. Like, Pot of Avarice let you, you could just go Lone Fire, Lone Fire, Lone Fire, Dandy, and like your Avarice is like 2 cards away, because all you gotta do is summon a Debris Dragon and then Synchro, and that's your Avarice is live. So the fact that this is back to 3 is perfectly fine. Goyo 3 does nothing. That's great. Goyo 1 did nothing. Goyo 2 did nothing. Blackwing players, you can play 3 Goyo if you want, but you're probably not going to. And then Herratic Seal is back to 3, which makes sense because it's at 3 in OCG, and Herratics don't do anything. So anyways, guys, that's the ban list. Do I like it? Yes, I think it's good. I think it was right step, I can't even talk properly. Right step for, you guys know what I mean. I can't talk properly right now. They're going in the right direction with it, basically. But yeah, I think it's a really good ban list. The only thing I'm kind of questioning is why was Shadows completely ignored. I feel like Construct should have gone to 1, and El Shaddai Fusion possibly should go 1, but I guess they're gonna wait. I mean, we got another 3 months of this, so that's fine. And I think slowly now that they'll see how, like, they're gonna see probably how like Bestie and Spirit are gonna do, and then they'll probably start bringing back other cards like Wind Up Magician. And, maybe try Hornets is one of those cards people thought was going to come back as well. And I think we'll just kind of see what happens from there. So anyways, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below, what do you think about the ban list? Are you happy about it? What deck are you going to be playing for this format? Really interested to know what you guys are going to be playing. Are any of you going to be playing any of the lower tier decks that have come back, such as Samurai, Gladiator Beasts, etc.? Yeah, let me know. And once again, thanks for watching, and peace out.